Shut it, PAIMON.
Oh. I'm stealing that. Hey, welcome. After meeting with a handsome, terrible person, Dottores, time to continue the Sumeru adventure. Here are the most interesting / memeable moments. Okay, that is awful. Anyway, the best moments from my playthrough of Act 4. I hate intros. Enjoy!
Excuse me, did you happen to see where the missing scholars went?
When I was eating dinner the other day, I saw one of them by the side of the road, muttering away and eating mushrooms and tree roots. They shouldn't go around eating that kind of stuff.
I mean, of course they shouldn't, but maybe they're having fun.
Okay.
Stay away. I'm on a mission here.
Wow, what a polite way of saying, "Fuck you, don't talk to me."
Have you heard? The mighty King Deshret, the sovereign of our faith, will soon return to this world.
Yes, of course I have. King Deshret is the one and only true ruler of this land. I've never believed in any other gods.
I've been having this feeling the academia, they want some riots to take place as a distraction or something. In the first act, there was mentioned that they are gathering weapons, straightening their position and stuff like that. So surely it's for something.
1 minute later.
We're all praying for King Deshret's speedy return. They're all willing to serve under King Deshret and fight for a share of the glory.
Told you! And uprising! I think my game is falling apart. What's happening with the lights?
Most scholars are fond of incense. Even deep within the clutches of madness, they still yearn for their knowledge-seeking days, and will follow the scent whenever it presents itself.
No. So, someone's taking advantage of their weakness? Huh. Still, why would anyone want to abduct all the scholars?
Is it to resurrect King Deshret? Or maybe they needed to make Scaramouche a god? Or maybe they also trying to resurrect Greater Lord Rukkhadevata?
Good guess, but actually no.
These guys have one thing in common, and that's being broke. The rougher life gets, the more they want to believe in King Deshret. Way they see it, King Deshret's resurrection is their only chance at overthrowing the academia.
Shouldn't Cyno, I don't know, feel that we're being watched with his spider senses? The guy isn't exactly super discreet.
Throwing all of Sumeru into chaos is the only way to change the way of life here in the desert. Anyway, that's my guess why they've chosen to become radicals.
Dehya, you're amazing!
Oh, she noticed.
Compared to you, mercs like me are just third-rate amateurs. I've got no actual fighting skills to speak of.
That's not true. Your fighting is amazing. Do you want to use yourself as bait?
Sounds like you're starting to get familiar with the area.
Paimon's amazed every time we see the wall of Samiel.
I know what you mean. I had the same question every time I walked this way when I was a kid.
It reminds me a lot about Game of Thrones. The Song of Ice and Fire, and how the wall was big and mystical and people weren't sure how exactly it was created, but it was very old, and here we obviously suppose that it was Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, but either way, it wasn't created by people.
It was only after I grew up that I realized the Wall of Samiel isn't just there to keep out the sandstorms. It serves a more important purpose, keeping out people like us.
Yeah, the similarity is getting stronger, and in the beginning it wasn't like that. It was created to help people, not to divide them.
I would tear down this wall with my own hands if I could.
You're not thinking about doing anything scary, are you?
No, not at all. This place just gets me thinking.
Maybe we will actually see the wall fall. Like the Germans in the 60s.
You got one thing right. We're all looking forward to an uprising in Sumeru.
Ooh, there's the Lord.
There's nothing.
No, I don't have anything against the Dendro Archon. I've begun to realize that the sages are behind everything that's happened recently. The radicals' blind belief in King Deshret, making the Dendro Archon out to be an enemy. It's all the academia's trickery.
She's smart because she figured it out without all the information that we have. She doesn't know she was in a samsara, right? For her it was just one dream.
Oh, Cyno's here.
Yes, I was here yesterday to help out a little.
Help out? By doing what?
Sharing some interrogation techniques.
Oh, okay.
Come on, let's go inside.
So guys, how do you feel about torture? Because it seems our heroes don't really mind it.
Candace, whoa, you look furious.
Aside from a different name, I hear that often in the mornings.
Please, don't beat us anymore. We're gonna die.
Yeah, see, they are the bad guys, but I still don't feel like we should torture them for information.
People of Aru Village care little about which god is in power. A war would only cause us to lose all that we have. And that is not a responsibility that you can afford to shoulder.
Yeah, exactly, she's very right. War serves no one, except for a few people at the top who are never on the front lines. No shit!
That's one.
Huh? One what?
Cheeseburger, please!
That was indeed the truth. Traveler, go on.
By the way, it's impossible to judge whether someone is lying, so Cyno really has some spider senses. Yes, all those people you see on YouTube making videos about body language and all, they are just scammers. You're welcome.
Which means it's highly likely that the academia was purposely spreading a false rumor to trick the radicals into delivering the village keepers right into their hands.
Well, we know it. Sataria, that was her name. She told us that the rumors were started by the academia. But I don't think it was Alhaitham. It would be too obvious, and also it doesn't sound like him. He's more of a lone wolf. Hello, Mr. Handsome.
Let's get some food in us and then we'll... Woo!
Well, as you can see, I am merely sitting here and reviewing what we have deduced thus far.
Man be looking sexy with a book, not gonna lie.
I'm just surprised that you decided to team up with him.
Alhaitham, you haven't helped us out at all ever since we arrived at Aru Village. Bold of you to question our choices.
They have some kind of energy going on. Like, dudes, just sleep together, be done with it.
Yeah!
Insolent!
Because we're in the middle of a desert, you would rather believe that they are the cries of beasts than ghosts.
Oh no!
There's really nothing around these parts.
Oh no!
Except for an old hospital not far from the village.
I've been there while exploring. Terrifying place. Hospital. Yeah, nice name for a torture facility. And yeah, I know I've been speaking about torturing people, and I don't like it, but I like the Torre, okay? But I'm just pointing out that both sides here are doing bad things. I'm only a little bit of a hypocrite.
Patience. Shawnee says she only hears the crying at night. We have time to burn. Until then, I'm taking a break.
That's my man.
And just like that, he sits down. What are you reading? Let PAIMON see!
How I became the
Okay, sure.
Raiden Shogun, reborn as Guji-ai.
PAIMON's getting so sleepy.
And voices. Jesus. Again, why am I doing those quests at night? Because I have time and nobody interrupts me. But also why? We have to go underground, aren't we? Because the place I was exploring was actually a cave, so I guess that's where we're going.
Something is off about the interior here.
Oh god. I don't want to do this. Why does it feel like a horror game again?
The symptoms are identical.
Huh? Why do you say that?
Allow me to jog your memory. Recall your time at Port Ormos.
The divine knowledge? Yeah, exactly.
The notion of an academia plot wouldn't even cross their minds. It may seem like a simple strategy, but it is able to work wonders under Sumeru's current circumstances.
But why? What's the end game?
You know what does cause anxiety? That's not endgame content? The fucking gacha system. Yeah, ever thought about that? Motherfuckers, it's a gacha game. It's not ethical. Don't act like you care about your player's anxiety. Fuck you, suck my balls. I'm sorry, I'm family friendly.
You're using divine knowledge capsules to turn the balladeer into a god. Yeah, I still don't get how does that work? How does one become a god? Because we know that to become an Archon you have to ascend into Celestia, but we never actually learn about other gods. Where do they come from? Like the Great Serpent, or Osayo and his wifey.
The Academia's actions run contrary to their rules. Whether it be academics or knowledge, everything has its boundaries. If those lines are crossed, the rules and order that govern everything in the world will be destroyed.
Well, if Dottore is helping them, I am not surprised at all that they are crossing every moral, ethical line.
This matter needs to be corrected.
Wait, didn't you step in to help because you felt sympathy for those poor people?
Oh no, Alhaitham has feelings, but he doesn't want to show them because he's a man.
Not to be callous, but no. There is no shortage of suffering in Sumeru, and the same can be said for the rest of Teyvat as well. Looks like none of you have realized wherein lies the issue. Cyno, you're the reason why they can predict our movement.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
The Akasha is capable of computation. The Akasha's algorithms are entirely capable of predicting your movements using the data entered. When you would depart, the route you would follow, your destination. It knew all of this.
We go from horror to sci-fi. That's like a Black Mirror episode. Terrifying.
Ugh, but running on sand is so tiring.
PAIMON, you're not running!
But you're flying, aren't you, PAIMON? Is flying over sand tiring too?
Ugh, of course it is!
How does that even work?
He is talking with the Eremites?
Oh.
Very interesting.
Scholars. You don't know as much as I do.
I knew it.
Dehya? Why would you?
She wants to be our inside woman. Not an inside man, but why wouldn't she tell us?
Dehya!
Oh, I knew that bringing the kid was a bad idea, but then he said he knows the desert, so I thought it might be useful. Kids always ruin everything.
Whose side are you on here?
Shut it, Paimon.
Oh. I'm stealing that.
Disgusting! In that case, I'm willing to vouch for their honesty with my right arm.
An arm from the Flame Mane. Let's do it right here then. Give me your right arm as proof of your resolve.
He's not going to cut her arm, like cut it off. He's just going to make a little cut, right?
Ramon, I'm holding up my end of the deal here.
Sure. Go ahead and cut off her right arm.
Oh my god, no! They're not going to do this.
You don't have to go this far.
That's not for you to decide.
Do it!
Lumin, just fight them! Why are you standing doing nothing?
Bruh. Stop!
Bruh.
Show me that you're serious. Go on now, take your friends and leave. Meet me in the desert at noon tomorrow.
I mean, I knew they weren't going to do this, but still, why was everybody just standing, doing nothing? And they had time to run to her, push her away or something.
That was crazy! Have you all lost your minds? What if he'd actually cut your arm off?
first time this quest, I actually completely agree with PAIMON.
Dehya, I want to be there to bring Grandpa home.
Okay, let's go then.
Don't do anything stupid one more time.
Fine.
You brought fewer people than I imagined.
Bring him over.
Wait, you have only one?
It's a one-for-one exchange. Sounds fair, don't you think?
Not really, because we're giving you a more valuable hostage. Dude.
You stay right there!
Wow, that one-star claymore?
Boy-mate, what do you think you're doing?
Stay down, kid.
Don't you see this blade here? You coward. Why are your hands shaking?
Oh?
Wait a second. It's a earthquake!
Kusanali? Excuse me? Did she create an earthquake to help us out? But then, why wouldn't she just separate us from those guys? I have flashbacks to the cousin, by the way.
In my view, gods are just a higher form of living being. Or creature, you could say. New discoveries are always worth investigating. Whether they have anything to do with gods is neither here nor there.
Yeah, I totally am on the same page as him, and I also want to check out this place. Obviously, I'm curious. Tomb Raider! Whoa. That's incredible.
This defies comprehension. It looked completely desolate from the outside, yet it flows with energy inside.
Because of the dendro element, maybe?
Yeah!
While this structure is clearly left over from King Deshret's civilization, the energy that flows in here is that of the Dendro Archon.
Yeah, just like I said.
This dance is for you.
By the way, that's gotta be like one of my favorite domains ever. It's just so cool looking. Wow. Why is this only a domain? I can't even take my photos here. I can't even put my camera. I can only take normal screenshots, but it's gonna look trash.
You can read ancient King Deshret script?
Of course. Every student needs to master at least 20 languages before they graduate.
Oh my god, what?
Serious, right?
You're kidding.
There seems to be a hidden message among these skeletal remains. Excellent. There's a device from King Deshret's civilization in this gravesite. I'll transmit the information over and project it for everyone to see.
Convenient.
You'll understand after watching it.
It's gonna turn out that Greater Lord Rukkhadevata actually didn't betray the Scarlet King. It was more complicated, as it usually is. That's my guess, at least.
Civilization is born of knowledge, but so too can knowledge be its demise. A disaster caught us unaware. It was knowledge that did not belong to this world.
Right.
King Deshret brought this forbidden knowledge into our world, and it quickly spread like a plague.
So, yeah, so it's Alhaitham.
People's minds were filled with crazed whispers. Dark gray scales spread across their bodies. Even the land was stripped of its vigor. Only a desperate, deathly silence remained. Were it not for Greater Lord Rukkhadevata from the forests, the damage would have been irreversible.
Oh my god, she's so
She summoned
pretty.
the priests to build temples and infused into them the divine power of life. The disaster was miraculously tempered, and the embers of our civilization were preserved in Aru village. Alas, the miracle could not last. As long as forbidden knowledge continued to exist, it would forever blight this world. In the end, the proud king of the desert My eternal lord chose to sacrifice himself.
Told you. It was much more
I have
complicated.
spent my whole life since guarding one of these many temples. But now, my duty is coming to an end. As I close my eyes for the final time, the sight of that noble deity will appear in my vision once more. In helping King Deshret to eradicate forbidden knowledge, she exhausted her strength, and her form became that of a small child.
Okay.
How strange. Now that I think of her, I no longer have any fear of death, for I sense that the spirit of life will abide with me during my eternal sleep. Children of the desert, cling no longer to past grievances, but hold tight to the memory of this act of benevolence.
Wow, that was a lot.
What was that?
Good question.
So they both sacrificed themselves. He brought the divine knowledge to people and it created Eleazar. They were saying that Eleazar comes from the Irmin soul, from the infection, the withering, some
corruption.
You know, some kind of damage being done to the Irmin soul. So it's been happening for 500 years?
Gods never gave up on anyone. It's the people responsible for all this that need to face the consequences of their actions.
Obviously. Ah, what a shame that this isn't an actual location. At least I can use the camera now.
Nope.
Never mind. The sages are trying to create a new god, aren't they? Yes, and his name is Scaramouche, Scaramouche, will you do the fandango?
Uh-huh. The withering of Irmin's soul has been getting worse recently. The sages have tried everything they could think of, but nothing's worked. I'm always hearing them say things like, if only Greater Lord Rukkhadevata was still with us.
You have a god. Why do you hate her so much?
And then, someone from the Fatui showed up. He brought a gnosis, and said he wanted to borrow the Academia's research facilities.
Wait, which gnosis? I thought the Fatui would be mad at Skara for just running off with the Electro-gnosis, but did they make up with him? That the sages' end product won't be Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. It will be the Palladir. Yeah, but do they know it? Are they just dumb enough to be fooled by the Fatui? If that is the case, they are actually really stupid. So I'm leaning more towards the... they know.
What does Lesser Lord Kusanali mean to you?
Exactly.
Is she not a true god present in this world?
Thank you, Sima.
From the beginning, the Academia has never treated her as a god.
Why?
When the Academia first discovered Lesser Lord Kusanali, the newborn god of wisdom, the sages hoped that she would be as wise as Greater Lord Rukkhadevata.
Bruh.
But upon evaluation...
But she was just born.
It's time to make a plan.
Indeed. These events are a flagrant transgression of the rules in every sense.
So, everyone.
Crush the sages and rescue our god. That is our ultimate goal.
Let's go. One for all and all for one.
We're all in this together. Once we gather here, we must have a solid plan.
Yep, it'll work out for sure.
I believe in us. Next time, we're saving Kusanali. And there's the fourth fact done. One complaint I have is that Rukkhadevata's design is freaking magical, and I am sad it will never be in the game. My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined. Nah, but for real, good quest, GG, can't wait for the finale, and hopefully see you there. Thank you so much for watching and take care. Bye!
You can read?
Of course.
He's not serious, right?